Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since I've last been on here, so let's jump into it. My reflection won't stop staring at me. I have always been a fan of creepypastas and horror stories until now. Let me explain. We live in a pretty old house and we bought an old cracked mirror. My parents decided to put it in my room. I hated that mirror. I felt as if it was watching me somehow, but I dealt with it until I was looking at my reflection. My reflection moved and I thought I was imagining things until it waved its hand and I jumped back and ran out of my room. I told my parents, of course. They didn't care and thought I was imagining things. They went back to sleep, so I went back to my room and saw my reflection had a knife. It's now 2 in the morning. I've been staring at this thing for what feels like hours. It hasn't blinked once. So I'm typing this, so if I die, my parents know to get rid of this goddamn mirror. I love you so much, Mom. Why would you go in there? This happened a few months ago. Ever since I can remember, my family had always loved scary things. So much to the point that every October we had to go to any haunted houses that are open. But this wasn't a haunted house, and it was not October. It was March, and this was a haunted church. For a little background about this place, I'm a Mississippi-born man. Pretty much everyone that lives at least a few miles knows Boykin Church was built by early 1800 settlers in Mississippi, but a few years after it was built, it was burned to the ground by a Native American tribe with the settlers in the building. No one survived. That isn't the weird part. It's been burned so many times after, and every time it was burned down, the doors and windows were locked from the inside, just like the first time. A few friends and my siblings went with us. At first, when we arrived, everything seemed normal. It was dark and cold, but after a few minutes there, everyone was freaked out, and it seemed like a joke until I saw what they were seeing. It wasn't an animal. It was a human figure in all black, except for a little white where someone's button-down shirt would show. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Eventually, we ventured into the graveyard beside the old building, and it's then one of the girls that was there with us started screaming, saying something is pinching my leg. We all grabbed our phones and turned on our flashlights. There was an old bunny sitting beside her foot. It was at this moment we heard something coming from the tree line. First everyone thought it was the police, but then we heard loud screeching, almost like a young girl who was in a lot of pain. We all got in the vehicles and left. The worst part is, I picked up the rabbit. Boots in the bathroom. This is a true story from when I was in the 5th grade. It was right before lunch and I went to use the bathroom. There, I saw a girl from my class. We were talking while fixing our hair. Then I noticed a pair of black boots that didn't move at all. I didn't think about it, but it got to me. The stall was silent, and they stood there for a very long time. Soon, I told the girl I was with, "Hey, someone is in there," I said, pointing to the stall. "Probably just someone playing a prank," she said. I walked to the stall and knocked on the door. No one answered. I looked under the stall just to see a pair of ankles. "There's definitely someone in there," I said. The girl I was with tried to climb the stall, and she fell and sprained her ankle pretty bad. Boots eventually disappeared, but they never leave my mind. Secret wedding. A couple decides to go to Cancun for a week, which, by the way, they had a grand old time. The day before arrival, the couple decided to get married and not tell a soul, making it their little secret. The father arrives to pick up his daughter, and now son-in-law, from the airport. The dad helped them put their things in the trunk, and then they were on their way back home. The dad, curious to know how their trip went, which they told them everything about the trip. Well, almost everything. They didn't dare speak a word about their wedding. However, the dad said something that got the secret newlywed mind going. He told us about speaking to his grandpa, about not inviting them to the wedding. Both looking confused, the daughter asked why would she say that to dad. The dad replied she had a dream about it, and you know grandma dreams, they always come true. Calm, dark night. When I was around 12, I loved to sit outside at night. I would sit on my porch and watch videos. At the time, I was obsessed with horror. I was watching horror videos on TikTok. I suddenly heard rustling in the bushes near me. I ran inside, but when I looked at the door behind me, I saw a tall black figure gesturing for me to walk toward it, but I screamed no and ran inside. I swore to my parents that I saw it. No one believed me. Special thanks to all the Redditor stories that I read tonight, and all the people that like my content. You're the driving force of what's keeping me to do this, and I'll continue to do this as long as you like it. I will be coming out with another scary quotes video, but this one is gonna be a little different, so be prepared for that one. Also, follow my social medias down there, and have a great, scary night.